Are we right? Are you with us? It's my distinct pleasure now to bring to you the man who probably helped popularize the phrase corporate personhood. I'm talking about the most popular progressive talk show host in the country. You know him as the author of Unequal Protection. You know him as the host of the Thom Hartmann Show. I know him as a great American and a personal friend. Thom Hartmann!
Thank you, David. And David understates his own role. David has been so much at the forefront of this, all the way back to running for president on the Green Party ticket. Absolutely. Thank you so much for being here. The Supreme Court said implicitly in their Citizens United decision that they were expanding freedom, that we should have the freedom to hear what these corporate persons have to say. This was the main rationale of the Citizens United decision. But in fact, the consequence of that is that the freedom of real persons has been diminished while the freedom of these giant corporations has been enhanced. Franklin Roosevelt, back in 1936, said a necessitous man is not a free man. You can't be free if you don't have a job. You can't be free if you don't have a home. You can't be free if you don't have food. You can't be free if you're sick and you can't get healed. What these five, and it's five, not the whole nine, but what the right-wing five on the Supreme Court are saying, and virtually the entire Republican Party, what they are saying is that freedom means the freedom to die without health care. Right? That's not my idea of freedom. It means that freedom in America means the freedom to work a 70-hour work week without having a union representing you. It means the freedom to graduate from college massively in debt so you're a wage slave the rest of your life. It means the freedom, the Supreme Court says freedom means the freedom to retire in poverty. The Supreme Court says that freedom means the freedom to get cancer from the air, the water, and the soil because the corporations are free to pollute it. It means the Supreme Court says that freedom means the freedom to watch your nation crumble around you as the infrastructure disintegrates and the corporations take their money offshore and Mitt Romney takes his money to the Cayman Islands. The Supreme Court says that freedom means that you have the freedom to have your savings robbed by the banksters. It says that you have the freedom to start a small business and watch it get crushed by a giant transnational company. You looked at them all lately, 30 years ago they used to be all small businesses, family-owned businesses. Now you can't tell one city from another. It's insane. Have you ever seen, for example, a national television network discussing the issue of free trade, or the issue of corporations being persons, or the issue of money being... Oh no, we're not going to talk about that, because they're corporations and they're persons too. Freedom, they say, according to the Supreme Court, is the freedom for us to pay for subsidies to the oil industry and the nuclear power industry and have functionally no say in it. They say it's the freedom to have our laws written by lobbyists. They say it's the freedom to watch our jobs go all over the world. And it's the freedom to purchase happiness. Fundamentally, these are the opposites of freedom. These are our losses of freedom. And if we want to regain freedom in the United States for individual human beings, the people that the 14th Amendment was written for, it was written to free the slaves, but it was also written to identify the values of all of us, the freedom of all of us. The 14th Amendment, it doesn't say natural before the word person. It should, but clearly they meant that. Come on, it was written to free the slaves. That we have to say these two things, that money is property, it is not speech, and that corporations are corporations, they're artificial beings, they're not human beings, and roll back these policies. I will just leave with this last, this is a thought I'd like you to just contemplate, and then I'm going to pull you out of here. In 1856 in Dred Scott, this same Supreme Court said that people are property. Dred Scott affirmed slavery. In 2010, the Supreme Court said property is people. Both decisions are insane and need to be repealed.